How do you rebuild yourself when you have absolutely no idea where to start? For 13 years, I showed up to a job every single day. I would spend an hour driving to work, and then I'd spend sometimes 8 or more hours at work, and then another hour driving all the way home. So most of the time during the week, I wouldn't even see my kids. When the weekends would finally arrive, most of my time was spent running errands or doing things around the house that I wasn't able to get done throughout the week. My kids were growing up in front of my eyes, and I was missing all of it. They would show me new things that they had learned throughout the week or new skills that they had learned in school, and I just realized I was missing all of it. I was present in my house, but I was entirely absent from my family. And then my mom passed away. To be honest, we weren't super close and had a very complicated relationship, but losing her made me look at my life and fatherhood entirely differently. It made me start to realize the parent that I was and ultimately the parent that I wanted to be. Around the same time, I started having some really bad panic attacks too, like the type of panic attacks that were entirely crippling, and it was the first time in my life I had ever experienced anything like that. They got so bad that I had to check myself into the ER because medically I thought something was wrong with me. When I was sitting in the hospital room, I started to realize that I couldn't keep going forward with this, and I had to be honest with myself. I started thinking about my life and where it was, and I realized that I was stuck and I hated everything about where I was in that moment. But I had absolutely no idea where to start fixing it. Around the same time, I came across a book called Think and Grow Rich, and honestly, I don't know how, but something about the title made me want to pick it up and read it. I was so intrigued by the book and the ideas behind it that I set 20 minutes aside every single night to read it, and what I didn't know at the time is that this one little habit was about to change my entire life. When I proved to myself that I could stick to 20 minutes of reading every single night, I started to add more. Adding more led to audiobooks, and audiobooks led to scripture, and scripture ultimately led me back to God. For years, I had thought about starting over, but every single time I'd think about it, I would talk myself out of it. I would think things like, oh, well, I already have a job, and I've been at this job for a long time, and the money's consistent, so why would I take a risk on doing anything different? Honestly, I was comfortable, but being comfortable is one of the most dangerous things you could be as a human being. Because being comfortable is exactly what made me stick with T-Mobile for 13 years. And then the company offered me severance, and I realized that everything I had read in that book and the manifestation I was learning about had come true. I was finally given an opportunity to start over, or I could take another job and just continue to sit in the same cycle of comfortability that I had already been doing for 13 years that had led me up until this point in my life. I'm still in the middle of this rebuild right now, so I can't pretend to have everything figured out, but here's what I do know. The pieces start to fall in place as long as you take the first step. Not all of them, but just the first one. You don't need to see the whole path in front of you, you just need to take the first step, and that's how you rebuild yourself when you don't know where to start. You just start. Hey, I have a huge favor to ask of you. If you found this video helpful at all, please interact with it some way. Comment on it, like it, share it. I'm trying to get it in the hands of the people that need to hear it. Remember that you can rebuild your life from any starting point. You just have to center it around Christ and God. Later, dudes.